Hey guys, I am live, it says, but I think that it's still kind of generating the audience. So let me give it a second and see who all pops on. Hopefully my connection is okay. Hi guys, let me know when you come on. I'm trying to see, I apologize. Usually I have my internet connection on my computer and able to see like when everybody pops up. So I may miss some questions or comments in here because I don't have my computer internet right now. We literally just got to the beach. I had signed up for my day for Invite Academy, and then of course my husband surprised us with a little impromptu like 5-day trip to the beach for my birthday this weekend. So we got here today. We're in Destin, Miramar, I guess, area. And it's so pretty, you guys. I gotta show you. Hold on. Like that view. That's so good. So that is what I'm looking at right now. And I'm gonna let everybody pop on for a second and we're gonna get started because I want to share with you my topic today. So I was trying to figure out what I wanted to specifically dive into. So I'll just talk a little bit while everyone's jumping on. I was trying to figure out what I specifically wanted to jump into with this call, pertaining to this call, because with the Inviting Academy, obviously we're sticking with inviting. And, you know, you hear from different people and different people have different opinions and the way they do things. And even when someone says something one way, you know, maybe the next person says the same information but differently and it just resonates with someone else. So I kind of struggled with where I wanted to take this. Hang on, I'll wait and kind of finish that conversation once everybody has hopped on. So hi guys, thank you for joining me. If you're just hopping on, I am streaming live from Destin. We just got here like an hour ago. So hopefully the internet connection is good. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get started. My name is Nikki Whiting, for those of you who do not know me, and I am so excited to be joining you guys today and just sharing some of my tips when it comes to inviting. I know that inviting seems to be the scary part of the business for a lot of people, but I would like to remind you guys why I don't think it's scary. I mean, I guess I could see where you say it would be scary if you're really, really honestly afraid of maybe getting some kind of negativity back or being ignored or whatever. But I can tell you right away that you're going to have that happen. So get over it. Every successful coach has kind of gone through that experience. You know, that's just part of the process. But in that inviting process, you also get a great number of people who are very thankful that you've reached out. They're very thankful that you were taking the time out of their day to think about them and why they might need your group or why they might be interested in the coaching opportunity, why it might be a good opportunity for them and where they are in their life. And I see it, honestly, the longer that I'm in the business, the easier it is for me to see it as a blessing, something that I'm sharing with someone that why would I hold in something that's been such a huge blessing to me, not only to my health and to me physically, and, you know, personally, but to my family as well, like this whole business and just everything. So the longer that I'm in this business, the more I am like, why would I not share that opportunity with everyone, you know, and give everybody that same opportunity that I had? Because I was someone who my coach invited. I didn't reach out to her and say, I want to join a challenge group, and I also didn't reach out to her and say, I want to be a coach. So you have to think along those lines that maybe I never would have. And I found a lot of success in my own physical fitness journey, learning a lot about health and nutrition and just kind of changing our overall family's lifestyle. And not only that, but this business has become a huge passion of mine. So think about all the people that maybe don't have it in the forefront of their mind that this is something that they want to do necessarily right away, but that might really be a great fit for them. So keep that in mind always, and know that this is why we invite. So I, before, when everyone was hopping on, decided that my thing for this topic, to kind of dive into something specific, because we've been talking about it all week, is the inviting process where we ask questions. And I recently was able to go to Kim Carver's Vital Behaviors training. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with his training, but he travels around and does the trainings every once in a while in different cities. And he came to Louisville a few weeks ago. Maybe it was a week ago. I don't know. All my weeks are running together now. But I really enjoyed it. And he obviously talked about all 4 vital behaviors, but he spent, there was a 3-hour class or whatever, and he talked for like an hour on inviting. So obviously, inviting is a big deal, and it's also where people get hung up the most. So hopefully I can dive in today and talk to you guys a little bit about question asking and the reason that asking questions is important, and kind of how to go about asking questions. And then I may even just kind of share an example of like walking through that whole process of asking people questions to get to the answer and the finished product, and then getting in your group or into coaching or whatever it is. So first and foremost, he talked, and I loved his quote about there's this big pot of stew, right? And that a lot of times the invite portion, as what we do as coaches, if you think of like everything that we do as coaches as this big pot of stew, we wake up and we do our personal development, we get our workout in, drink our Shakeology, and we post on social media, and we follow up, and we go into our challenge groups and check in with them and all this stuff. And then there's also that inviting process, and that there's all these different things in the stew, and you know how you always kind of pick through the stew for your favorite things, and the one thing always left over was kale. They were saying was always left over in the stew. And so he was saying that inviting in the coaching business, in the coaching pot, is very much like the kale in the stew that no one wants to eat. And so we kind of keep ourselves from diving into it and really doing that first thing when we have our list or our power hour or whatever it is. And instead we put it off to be the last thing, and then all of a sudden we haven't done it at all. And it's like, well, we don't have time for that, maybe next time. And you can't do that. You have to be inviting all the time and asking questions. So he talks a lot about a sales funnel that happens with inviting, and I'm sure that you've seen it if you've been to like the New Leader Conference, or a lot of the different trainings they've done talks a little bit about the sales funnel, and how it started with expanding your market, right? Adding people to your network on all your social media platforms, and constantly having new people to talk to. Because if you don't constantly expand your market, then you do run out of people to talk to, and all of a sudden you do ask yourself, well, who am I going to invite to today? And maybe you don't have anyone because you haven't expanded your market. So once you expand your market, the funnel then goes to, now we can get people started in our challenge groups, and from there we're going to get them results. This funnel gets smaller, and then we decide to coach. We get them to transition as a coach, and we had to spend that time at the bottom of the funnel developing and mentoring our coaches. And a really good stat to know is that 71% of diamonds were first customers. So inviting and getting your challenge groups rocking is a big deal. And I am a huge advocate of running challenge groups to get people over to the coaching opportunity. So that's a big part for me. So how do you get effective with inviting? I think a lot of times people think that we're literally just thinking about the sale. And it's easy to kind of think that way as a new coach when you know Success Club is a goal. And so instead of thinking about people as just people, a lot of times we start to think about people as Success Club points, which is a horrible way to think, right? And this is where inviting is not fun. That is the reason inviting is not fun, because maybe we're thinking about it the wrong way. Instead of truly thinking with our feelings, being sincere, and talking to people, those feelings are felt. People know when you're being genuine, when you're being sincere, and when you're not. And those feelings are going to be felt, and your intentions with them matter. So do not think of them like a number. Think of them as a human being who needs help getting healthy, or they need help, financially, or whatever it is that you're inviting them to, whether it's coaching opportunity or, to your challenge group or whatever. But yes, Success Club could happen because of these people, who decide to join our challenge group. But you must be in it to help people first and foremost. And I can't stress that enough, you guys. Like, it's going to be felt in your message, whether you're hustling and just word vomiting a lot of things that sound very copy and paste, to, get a certain number of numbers in your groups, or hit a certain number of coach recruits, or hit a number of Success Club points, or whatever it is that's going to be felt. So you need to start by thinking about your intentions when you go into these invitations, and being sincere, being yourself, asking questions, and not overthinking it. There are so many new coaches who I talk to, and it's not unusual because I've been there too. Like, I totally get it. We've all been there. But there's so many that start with coaching, and they feel like when they're talking to someone about the challenge group that they have to literally say every single thing about Shakeology, and every single thing that they're going to get with their package, and every single detail about the color-coded portion containers and what it does, and just so much information. And we start to overthink it, and you sit there forever with how to respond, and at that point you're overthinking it. Don't overthink it, you guys. Have a conversation. If this is an area of a weakness for you, you need to be role-playing. You need to be role-playing with someone, as silly as that sounds. Maybe with yourself in the mirror, maybe with your success partner, maybe with your spouse at home, maybe with your toddler who's jibber-jabbing while they're having their snack or whatever during lunch. But it needs to happen so that you're not overthinking this process and overcomplicating it. Because I think we're spending too much time worrying about someone's response, or did I give enough information, or did I do this right, or maybe I should have said that, or they would have joined me. And that's not what you need to do. You just need to be sincere in asking them to join your challenge group, and talk to them and have a conversation. And that happens through questions, asking questions. So the other thing he spoke about, if you guys are just joining us, we were talking a little bit about Kim Carver when he spoke at the Vital Behaviors training. And one thing that he said that really stuck out to me was being ready to push people a little bit. And I think so many people say, well, I'm afraid to be salesy. Well, I don't know, I didn't want to say that because I didn't want them to think that I was just trying to sell something. I didn't want them to think that I was being salesy and pushing them to do something. Well, you know what? If they've never made a change in their life with their health and fitness, if they've never learned to eat a certain way or had someone motivate them before, they may need a little help being steered in that direction, making certain decisions, having someone make a decision for them. So be ready to push back a little bit. Be ready to come with their objections and ask questions. And asking questions is the best way for you to understand where they are in their life. It's the best way for you to understand where there's a need. And from that need, you can offer a solution, right? Which is our challenge groups or our products. Maybe it's the performance line or Shakeology or the container system or on-demand or one program specifically, or multiple things, whatever it is. But you have to understand that asking questions gets